So why is it like the AFL-CIO, right? Every left-wing organization always ends up supporting global capital.
I
Why?
don't support the AFL-CIO.
Okay, what parties do you support?
I'm not in any party.
So no group. There's no group in the world. What group do you support to be able to actually advance the interests of the people, right?
There's a
You'd organize, right?
They aren't Republicans, and they're organized.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
They're not heard. Probably
I would have supported the Black Panthers.
Good. I would too.
No, you would have supported the Black Panthers.
Of course I would have.
Yeah.
Yes. Why? Because they were fighting for self-determination for their communities.
So you
want
to separate. So you want to separate.
Support self-determination. If you want to live in a multicultural society, you should also have that right. I don't want to take anyone's rights away, but I want to empower communities to be able to chart their own destiny. Right?
But you're a Trump supporter.
Oh, I do not support Donald Trump's socialist positions when it comes to being opposed to the Palestinian people.
I'm kind of confused here. So why do you have an issue?
Oh, well, we have an issue because if you're representing the status quo of the organized left, you're actively working against
the status quo.
Okay, so why are you here?
Why are you here?
I'm not here. I'm not here with the Democratic Party. I didn't vote for Hillary. I'm not.
Who did you vote for?
What? I didn't. I voted for Jill Stein.
Okay, well, see,
Giant Meteor 2016.
Who did you vote for?
Giant Meteor.
Well, there you go. Just trying to end it all, right? Cthulhu would have been a better choice, in my personal opinion.
No, because I'm going to be slaves. I'd rather just die and start over.
See, my question would be, though, guys, Antifa, anti-fascist, all this good stuff. But the far right...
You keep lumping Antifa in with, like...
No, but you guys are hanging
out together.
I'm not a liberal. Well, no, you're a leftist.
Right,
and what bothers me
me
fundamentally about the far left is when it comes to environmental issues, when it comes to opposing Zionism, when it comes to opposing capitalism, that folks like you are always trying to attack folks like us because we are the ones that are actually...
attack you. Y'all seem to have a problem with us. What are you talking
I
about?
do, because your entire position, whether it's in Europe, whether it's here in the United States, is always opposed to nationalist movements.
Yeah.
Right.
Nationalism is bad.
Nationalism is the solution to these problems. Not supremacism, but nationalism, where every group of people should be able to have their own community, right? Self-determination.
That doesn't sound like self-determination.
It's just
There's
historically,
a difference between
what you call
nationalism and
self-determination or nationalism results in a lot of people getting killed.
Well, the radical left-wing positions of the 19th and 20th century have led to the most horrific wars and the most horrific repression of their people. In the name of the proletariat revolution, more workers were killed under the Soviet Union than any other single system. Do you not see that? That the radical left and the Soviet Union ended up making alliances, of course, with the New York City capitalists.
You guys should give up, man.
I'm just trying to understand where the divide happened. Like,
okay, the divide is because
you're actually a fascist, but you don't want to say that you're a fascist.
No, I am a fascist.
You're a fascist and you're cool with that.
That's cool.
You're happy about it.
Totally happy.
So you're happy about where this land came from. You're happy about your ancestors destroying
and that's
all those
actually
people.
why, in terms
you're
of
happy about the
positions,
continuing destruction of impoverished
actually,
communities.
that's why I support balkanization in the United States, where especially communities of color will be able to have their own lands and to be able to actually, when it comes to Native American sovereignty, increase the lands.
So why do we have to wait for somebody like you to tell us that we can have our lands back? Why can't we just have our fucking lands back?
Because we live in a system where we're at right now, everyone needs to be able to realize multiculturalism in America has failed. Capitalist America
Everyone needs to realize some
exploitative.
shit you're telling them.
That is evident on the streets of America. The time now is to end this failed experiment and to let people
be
chart.
fascist.
No, to let every people chart their own course and their own destiny. So whether you are a radical leftist, whether you support multiculturalism, whoever you are, we need to agree that sometimes divorce is the best option. And
Divorce
this system
from fascism.
No, the divorce from
Fascism
this
is one of those old
this
remnants
system.
of that system.
And if you
we need something new, something that has not been.
Fascism and National Socialism are revolutionary ideologies that are anti-capitalist and anti-communist that believe in the national rebirth of the individual and the community. Your ideology is simply a stale rehash of defending
You
the
didn't
status
ask me
quo.
about my ideology.
Tell me about
you
your
assumed
ideology.
it because you saw a fucking button.
Yeah,
See, you're making a lot of assumptions about large groups of people that you know nothing about.
Anti-fascists, right, have a very specific platform when it comes to Europe or the United States.
The only specific part of the anti-fascist platform is anti-fascism.
No, it's not. It's also opposition to
fascism,
the sanctity of life. Also, when it comes to supporting traditional values, when it comes to marriage.
Whatever you want to call fascism, it's simply against fascism.
Your definition of fascism isn't even Mussolini, it isn't Hitler, it isn't Fallage, it isn't the Rexus. Your definition of fascism is just anything that you don't like when it comes to supporting traditional values. So you're saying support.
Do you want to let me actually?
What are traditional values? What are
is
traditional
supporting the unborn, right? Being opposed to abortion, is that fascism?
Being opposed to abortion,
right? Because
like writing a law that says you cannot have an abortion,
right?
That's fascism.
Okay. So when it comes to supporting having in law that marriage within a community and a state is one man and one woman, is that fascism?
How are you defining fascism?
Well, that's what I'm actually trying to find out from you how you're
I
defining
think you
fascism.
mentioned Mussolini said it was like the perfect merger of corporation and state. So like it sort of makes sense that the corporations would want to have people put in communities where they are easier controlled.
The nation state is the largest
telling people that they
form
can't get
of
married,
I don't
telling
wanna-
people that they
Oh,
can't have abortions. That's ways to control populations, communities, so that corporations can have
Well,
get easier profits.
what if we support the nationalization of corporations? The creation of national syndicates, which will not
What
only
if we
empower the
say
worker.
death to capitalism altogether?
Okay,
Because
right,
it's
death to
been-
capitalism, I agree with you.
So then fuck the corporations.
Okay, so the idea
I'm
when
not
it comes
going
to
on-
national socialism is the understanding
Nazism.
National socialism.
He
thinks it's
Well,
German,
if
it
you'd like to
must be
understand,
evil.
like the Ba'athist Party in Syria, right, is also national socialist. National socialism is not an ideology limited to Germany.
But like
over the period of 20 years.
Nazi is like national
Right.
socialism.
So national socialism, right, opposes
So like you're Nazi.
opposes capitalism.
So you're Nazi.
Opposes capitalism, right? Believes the creation of national syndicates, the privatization, getting rid of privatization, nationalizing key industries, right? So it goes to the people, infrastructure investment, and class cooperation. So what about that are you fundamentally disagreeing with?
The part where a bunch of people take power over a bunch of other people.
Okay, so there's always going to be a level of hierarchy within a society, right?
If
There's
you
always-
choose that to be.
There's always going
no,
to be.
I would rather have a society where there is a little more horizontalism.
Okay, so you believe in just total absolute democracy.
No.
Okay. So,
Democracy on a scale as large as this obviously doesn't work.
Okay, so your position is what? The creation of what? What are you building? What are you bringing forward?
Something new.
What? What is
I don't
it?
know yet.
Okay, you don't know, so
yet.
you don't have a platform. You don't have a position.
Why do I need a platform to say shit's fucked up and bullshit?
Okay,
Why do I need?
So because if there's something wrong, you have to want to replace it with something. You have to want to build
Okay,
something.
let's
This is
bring
what the
troops
left
over.
does. The left always wants to destroy. Your entire ideology, whether it's the family, whether it's the nation state, whether it's traditional values, wants to destroy, but you have nothing to put in its place. Nothing that goes along with
Have you
natural
done
law, with
anything to
human
build
value.
within impoverished communities?
Actually, yes. We're actually super active in East Kentucky, trying to be able to raise awareness about the issues that coal mining and mountaintop removal has destroyed the water and the communities in East Kentucky. So we are actually actively working against the coal companies and corporations to be able to empower the workers and communities there to give them a voice, because the Republicans and Democrats don't represent them. So yes, actually. Defeating capitalism is crucial to this, to be able to save the environment, to be able to save every single people on this planet, and to be able to have justice within our society.
For what end goal? Why call yourself fascist?
Because everyone has the right to self-determination, and you have to have an ideology that is revolutionary in perspective.
Fascism is not revolutionary.
National socialism is a revolutionary ideology. It always has been. The idea of national rebirth, individual rebirth,
Yeah, that's the
conquering
thing.
itself.
You're still talking about this fucking nation, like this nation was ever something great.
I'm not talking about America. The nation, right?
what
So let's go back.
nation are you nationalizing?
So let's go back to the root word of nation, right? To the Greek ethnos, right? So the root word of ethnicity, right? A shared ethnic community, a shared cultural community. The term nation comes from the idea that you have a shared connection with a specific people.
So why don't we just call that the community? And why don't we just say that we can build our communities without saying that we have to build a nation around our communities?
Because our nation is our community. And see, the problem is, within the society, if you don't have strong nation states, then that allows the corporations and allows the capitalists to be able to break those down. It atomizes people
You don't need
into
a
individuals.
state for a group of people to be organized enough
To be able to defend
boot
themselves?
out
Yes, you do.
corporatists. You don't. No.
You need to be able to have a level of organization. The understanding
to be
of what
organized,
is,
that's true.
If
I
the
agree.
foundation of the nation is a shared ethnic,
You don't need
cultural,
a nation.
linguistic tradition.
We don't need a nation. We just need our communities. We don't need
So,
to call it a
do
nation.
you believe in forcibly pushing people into different communities to radically redefine the demographics, the culture, the religion of that area?
No, because these cultures have already been established. That's
Okay,
why.
so you do support people opting out of multiculturalism, say, and being able to maintain
No,
their
I
sovereignty.
support people opting out of the current status quo, the current system. I didn't.
But if you don't want a system where people
Why
are
do I
being
need to force
displaced,
people out of their fucking communities?
I'm not asking you to be forced. I'm saying, do you support people being able to opt out of this society?
yes,
Right.
of
Okay.
course.
So, like, say there was like a black community that wanted to empower itself and wants to have black cops, black teachers, black police officers, all that good stuff, right? Right. Black lawmakers, black businesses, great stuff. 100% support. Do you support
Cops
them?
suck, lawmakers suck.
Okay. But say they want it. Say they want it.
They want it good for them.
Okay, so but do they have that right to say that this is going to be a black community, that as a community of color, we're going to empower ourselves against the system, right? That we're going to build our own community, and if they choose to identify as a nation state, do they have the right to opt out of multiculturalism?
I suppose if they want to call themselves a nation, that's fine.
Okay, but do they have the right to opt out of multiculturalism? Of this current system, to culturally...
You're saying that just because we are a multicultural society, like, opting out of society is opting out of multiculturalism, and that's just not fucking...
No, I'm actually offering... Oh, man. Can we agree Zionism is bad?
Yeah, Zionism.
Okay, can we shake on that?
I'd
Serious.
rather not shake your hand. You're
Come
a
on,
pretty
then.
articulate dude, but I'd rather not shake your
That's,
hand.
you know, that's fair.
Okay, Zionism, when it's not spiritually rooted, is immature.
Okay. Zionism in general is taking the land of the Palestinian people away from them. Zionism created a nation state out of stealing it from another in 1948.
I'm talking Zionism in the spiritual state. The Zionism that Christians speak
The
of.
spiritual aspect of it is just a way to blind people from seeing what's actually happening.
Now, are you a Christian?
I am a spiritual Jew. I studied Kabbalah for 10 years.
Oh man. Well, I'm sorry. I'm Orthodox, so we think that the Antichrist is going to come out of Israel, and that the
You're
church is in
Orthodox,
Israel.
you're Orthodox what?
Christian.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So no, we're
The
good.
more spiritual, the more spiritual.
No, we're good.
That's fine.
No, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, my man. Seriously, like.
Have you read Isaiah?
Look, Israel is done for because of the radical persecution of the people that live there. The communities that live there bring nothing but persecution on the Christian population and the Muslim population.
Take a look at what's inside. The deepest wisdom of the Torah.
I'm good.
No,
Okay.
let's.
No, I'm good.
No, seriously.
No, I'm good.
I don't care whether you're good or not. I have just as much right to speak as you do.
Well, I don't have to speak to you.
Okay, I'll speak to all these people.
Okay, I don't have to. I don't have to listen to Zionist rhetoric that defends genocide of the Palestinian people.
What I'm talking about
I don't have to
Muslims,
listen to
Christians, and
defending a
Jews
nation.
sitting in-
I don't have to
standing
listen
in
to
parks.
someone defending a nation that drops white phosphorus that's banned by international law on Red Cross hospitals. I don't have to talk to a nation that cuts off clean water and food and medical supplies to the people of Gaza. I don't have to listen to that because you're defending genocide. If you want to defend genocide, you can do that, but that ain't none of my
Talking about
business.
The spiritual aspects of Israel.
No, I'm talking-
Judaism,
I'm talking
and
about-
Muslim and everything else. The more spiritual.
So what is it? So what is it? Are you a Christian? Are you a Muslim? Or you Jew? What's your deal? So if you're saying it's all the same, right? So
No,
there's
it's
difference?
not all the same.
Oh, so it's not all the same.
Just
So
like
you're not a
there-
perennialist.
Just like there are different kinds of plants in the garden, there are all kinds of souls in the universe.
Okay.
And we can either decide to act as weeds to each other, against each other, or we can tap our respective roots, pray the way we want to pray, weed out hate symbolically, and that is like...
So your position is going to be
We're one
to
race.
support the Zionist state that's
No,
committing genocide?
no. My position is going to be to get the settlers and the Orthodox Jews to do their jobs as Jews.
And to leave Palestinian
No,
lands?
no.
No, so they're going to continue stealing Palestinian land in violation of the United Nations?
Spiritually to begin to weed out hate,
Okay.
to compost the hatred in their
Okay,
heart.
so they're going to compost the hatred as they're bulldozing homes, churches, mosques, and olive groves of Palestinians? That's weeding out the hate, is destroying the
If you
organic
can-
culture that lives there?
If you could get...
Is that weeding? I mean, I guess if you kill the entire group of people you're against, you're weeding out the hatred of those people if they no longer exist.
No, but if
Okay,
you
I
get
mean, that's
Muslims
fair.
and Christians and Jews...
But you know that you guys are on the same side. I mean, you're both Trump supporters.
I'm Trump supporters for a different reason. I believe that Trump is interesting because he's been able to rally a number of haters all over the country and get them to cling to him to create a political mandate. And it's going to get to, and this is the same situation. He's rallying the minority to take control over the majority. And the only way he can, there are two things that can happen. Either number one, we have a Stasi or an East Germany or a Soviet Union, a dictatorship. Or number two, we work together to weed out hate. And weeding out hate is an idea that I researched and analyzed in Germany of all places with the Schreiber County. To get to teach the kids at the youngest ages to begin holding on symbolic weeds of hatred with Muslims, Christians, and Jews together, rooting them out together as if they were praying to weed out hate in the universe. That is how you begin to weed out hate.
Do you I need you kind of looking off the you know, but it's still kind of strange because you guys are on the same side, no?
Well, Yeah, and the long term, understanding stopping Hillary Clinton, who was a warmonger, who was pushing the neoconservative and neoliberal agenda of getting us into a war with the Russian Federation, that was looking to be in bed with the capitalists worse than any other single politician in recent memory. Understanding stopping Hillary Clinton was very important, and raising awareness about working class issues is what Donald Trump has done. But Donald Trump is not one of us. He is not a nationalist. He is not one of the people. And his plans are not going to fix these problems. The problem is only going to be fixed when we see grassroots organic movements of the people rise up and be able to have a political, social, and economic revolution against this current system.
Yeah.